Ravens deserve to be favorites.
Look, I don't want to disrespect the Bills. I respect the Bills. They're a very good team. Yes, the Ravens should be favored. And I won't even harp on that game because it was eons ago. I mean, that's just ancient history.
We didn't even have cell phones then.
Right. 9 Pro Bowlers on the Ravens, 2 on Buffalo. I think we could agree now, at this point in time and for the last few months, better defense,
that I agree.
Ravens, right?
I don't know if they have a better offense. I
think they have a more versatile offense. An offense that can kill you. I'll name 3 ways. Obviously, Derrick Henry, who mashed them the last time they played. Lamar running the football. You got to worry about Henry, and here comes Lamar. You got to worry about him too. And then all that does is what? Open up the pass game. So I think they can kill you through the pass, the run with the quarterback, or the running back.
Isn't that the same for Buffalo? James Cook can kill you, not like Derrick Henry.
Not to the same level.
But they can
that's
also. But Josh Allen can beat you with his legs or with his arms.
But they don't have the run game that the Ravens have. Like James Cook is not scaring you like Derrick Henry, and I think you agree with that.
Of course.
And then even when they beat that game 35-10, remember, that was when the Ravens defense was struggling.
That's true.
They had given up 25 the week before to Dallas, 26 or 20, I think 26 to the Raiders. And they lost to the Raiders at that point. The defense is much better now, and they shut them down then.
But wouldn't you agree the Bills' offense is much better? The Bills' offense, shortly after the game, started a streak of the longest in NFL history of scoring 30+.
I think it's better. I don't know how much better.
I also think going into that game, you had a 3-0 Bills team and an absolutely desperate Ravens team.
Yep.
They were 1-2, and the one win was the week before where they almost blew that huge lead to Dallas. And Lamar was pissed after after the game. Like, so to me, the reason I'm mentioning that is in September is the Rams, who we just talked about, were 1-4 through their first 5 games. Teams change a lot from September to right now. And I think the Zay Flowers injury is bigger for this game than it would be for a Chiefs game. Because I think the Bills' biggest defensive weakness is their secondary and deep downfield passing.
Well, they need Zay to play.
And so I just think that is, I think this game's in Buffalo. I do think this line is out of whack. And it should be Buffalo by a couple points.
You know what? I honestly don't mind. I don't mind because, in my opinion, this is a pick'em game. Like, for both of these teams, and we can throw the numbers up there, like, this is who they've been this season as far as points per game and points allowed per game. I mean, they're almost mirror images of one another offensively. However you want to slice it up, whether one team throws the ball more, runs the ball more balanced. Defensively, we've seen both of these teams give up a lot of points and then improve drastically when it matters. So it's one of them games where me as a former player, but now as a fan, I just want to sit back and enjoy it.
But that's why I think I agree with almost everything you said, Greg, which is why the home team should be favored.
Okay, let's talk about this game. I agree with Greg. I am so excited for this game, and that's feeling of how I thought games would go. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, man, have no idea how this game will unfold. I really have no idea. I do know that and I just made an Eagles video talk about this because the Eagles and Rams are playing in a rematch. We have a lot of rematch games, I guess. Everyone's a rematch, I guess, except for the Detroit Lions and the Commanders. And I think that this game, what happened in week 3 or week 4, whatever it was, it really doesn't matter. It just doesn't. These teams are different. Even if they're identical, it was too long ago. It just doesn't matter. But in terms of who should be favored, again, I do think it's a pick'em. So I do think it's just like a coin flip, like who's just going to play better. I think the Baltimore Ravens feel scarier than the Buffalo Bills. Whether it's accurate or not, whether it's just a mind trick or not, I just think the beast of even if we just simplify it very simply and just try to make it as elementary as possible, it's Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. Like that alone. And we know that there's other weapons involved. Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, Cook. Like we know all those things. And we even saw that it's like similar points per game and defense and all of that. And that's all well and good. But just optically, we saw Derrick Henry just against the Steelers. We saw Derrick Henry just be like a monster. You see someone like Derrick. I mean, we already know Lamar and Josh Allen are great. We already know that they're absolutely as good as it gets. So, like, we already know that. We know they're going to ball. We know Lamar Jackson can take over a game at any second. We know Josh Allen can take over a game at any second. But we now try to add these other pieces. Like, who's the next player that if you're the opposing team, the opposing, either actually on the team, coaching staff, a fan, you're like, Derrick Henry gives me anxiety. Derrick Henry keeps me up at night. Derrick Henry makes me, like, unable to sleep, man. Like, I don't know. How are we going to stop Derrick Henry? Like, Derrick Henry actually feels unstoppable. And I wouldn't say that the Bills have that going for them. And again, they have their own other list of weapons as well. And that's why it might be more of a mental thing, because the collection of their weapons may actually be greater than what Derrick Henry can bring. I mean, technically that has to be true because it's going to be more versus one. But there's just something about the feeling of like when you're in the playoffs, it comes down to sometimes to these like truly individual players and what they do in a very specific individual moment. And so in any given moment of this game, is it so hard to imagine that Derrick Henry rips off a 55-yard touchdown run? It's not hard to imagine at all. You can see Lamar doing something spectacular. You can see Derrick Henry obviously doing something spectacular. And you can see Josh Allen doing something spectacular. Now, there are definitely other players for the Bills who can do awesome things. I'm not trying to act like the Bills have just nothing but scrubs there. But it's just harder to see. It's harder to see. So if like you were forced to pick, you would say, I think the Ravens have the better team. And you can even see that in terms of their list of Pro Bowlers and All Pros and all that. That the Ravens should, at the very least on paper, have the better team. And that's what it'd be. Even if the numbers are identical, you would still say that the Ravens just have more dudes with more experience as well. And so, I understand why things are going to lean to Baltimore. Now, the real thing is if it feels to me, and I might change this is just how I kind of feel right now, because I can kind of see it going in a couple different ways, I suppose, from the Bills' perspective. Like, it's like if the Bills are going to win this game, it's really because Josh Allen needs to be special. Josh Allen has to be transcendent and special. I feel that the Ravens can win this game without Lamar Jackson being truly special and transcendent. I feel like Lamar could have as long as he plays like I don't think that they could win despite Lamar, but I think like if Lamar just plays a typical, very clean, careful, confident game, that's, again, one of those weird box scores that we sometimes see with Lamar, like, 17 completions, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, but like Derrick Henry has 189 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like I could see that being a box score where they didn't need Lamar to truly be a hero. He just needed to play high level football, make the throws when they were there, hand the ball off. He does his own design runs that keep the Bills on their toes, or when they try to get after him, he can now also, do some of his scrambles and all of that. Like, I don't know if you need the heroics. It does feel like Josh Allen, in order for the Bills to win this game, you're going to have to be like, that was an unbelievable game by Josh Allen. That was an unbelievable, like, if the Bills win, you're going to be like, dude, Josh Allen just balled. Josh Allen just balled. Like, from my viewpoint, it'll be like, if the Bills win, the question would be like, was this Josh Allen's best game of his career? Like, it'll be something like that, In order for the Ravens to win, I don't think you'll need that. I just think, again, the Ravens should be able to be a better team, a more complete team. You can make the argument that in order for the Bills to win this, they need more than just Josh Allen's heroics. They need someone to step up big, like Cook goes off for 200 or something, like Amari Cooper, just really rips it and has like 175 yards, or something like that. You can make that argument, because in a lot of ways, the reasons why the Bills lost over the last few years were the other cast of characters not showing up. So it's like I don't think Josh Allen could put this team completely on his back and beat the Ravens because it's just too much for any team. So it's just it's gonna be fascinating how this all balances out. I might live stream this game, but like I think this game is going to be so nuanced and so fascinating to watch. I think I'm just gonna have to like really lock into it and just live stream the games on Saturday or something, because this game is just gonna be. This game has potential to just be one of the best games. I mean, it does. I mean, I hope it fits. You never really honestly know, because this game, in theory, should be one of the greatest games that we've seen in the last, like, 20 years. This game should technically be absolutely historic, box office, legendary. And it could absolutely be a game where Lamar Jackson fumbles the ball and throws an interception. Josh Allen throws 2 interceptions and 1 touch. Like it could be. I mean, that's just the way how football is, man. Like it could just get weird quickly as well. It could be a blowout where one team just really gets to get up big, 14, 21 points, whatever it is, and the other team, it's just too hard to come back from that. Like it should in theory be unbelievably amazing, and I just really hope it actually does that. I hope we get that. We deserve it as football fans, man. We deserve it. Josh Allen fans deserve it. Lamar Jackson fans deserve it. Like these are the games that we legit deserve. So in terms of who deserves to be favorites, like it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But I would say that I think it's fair to a degree, but again, who cares? But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Baltimore Ravens being favorites over the Bills, and Nick Wright saying, no, not today? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.